Hey everyone, and welcome to Lessons and Exploits of KC49. Yeah. As always, Caramel the Sauce behind the camera, providing technical support. Future Wife Queen Asia also here, counseling. We're coming back to KC49. Watched it this morning. Happened 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys should also watch it, but I'll give you a little rundown, a little recap, what we should learn, take from this event, especially the fighters, maybe even karate combat itself, having to do with some of the rules. But let's fucking jump into it. First fight of the night, Lorenzo getting in there versus Silverahu. I said that this fight was going to just be basically a feeding for Lorenzo, getting him more experienced, building him up as a fighter. And, obviously they're not putting like losers in there. This guy was there to fight, but Lorenzo completely tooled him, overwhelmed him really quick. And honestly, after absolutely wrecking this guy, Silverahu, who had very low energy during the fight, all of a sudden had the most energy after he already fucking lost. Fucking, I don't know, shit talking, and he said he got hit in the back of the head. Who has more energy after they get hit in the back of the head than before? I don't know. But needless to say, you don't get to, you can't, as a fighter, in the middle of the fight, beat yourself because the other person did an illegal strike or hit you somewhere that you yourself determined was illegal. You got to keep fighting. It's a really noob mistake on Silverahu's point. So it goes to TKD stylist Lorenzo. So one of the things that I hate, right, is commenters and karateka purists, cultists, as some people like to say. They will say, well, Taekwondo is not karate. It's literally Shotokan in Korea. So it be not being karate when Shotokan is literally this is karate, you know what I mean? General karate, Shotokan. Then I don't know what is karate. You know what I mean? It boggles my mind. They wear the gi. They do the same katas, and sometimes I feel like Taekwondo sparring is better than karate sparring in terms of how severe and serious they actually take it, the knockouts. Hey, but there's pros and cons to all these things. It is karate, and saying that it's not is fucking nitpicking. Moving on to the second fight of the night, Gasanov, a Shitu Ryu karateka, took on Vinicius Barreta, a Kyokushin who has had a lot of success in the Muay Thai field. And in fact, I believe he's a Muay Thai champion. On the other hand, Gasanov is a Russian karate champion. I don't even know what's going on back there. I gave it to Vinicius, guys, when I was making the picks. Unfortunately, he didn't take it in the end. When I was watching it, I thought round one, round two should have gone at least in one or two judges' eyes to Vinicius. He was more aggressive. He was doing more damage. Gasanov's style was very back up and then counter, while Vinicius was coming forward the entire time he was attacking, though he was a bit elusive. And that is classic karate. And that was also classic Kyokushin, trying to crowd him. Now, what I saw in Gasanov's game plan that really worked was when Barreta came in real close and he started to get into that Kyokushin range. When he began to blitz, Gasanov would take him down. And when he was committed to that blitz, Gasanov would finish the takedown. He'd get on top and he rained down punches. I would say that his getting up technique, that is Barretas, not too good, needs a little work. It was all of leg hugging but still absorbing a lot of blows. The effectiveness of Gasanov's game plan caused Barreta to hesitate to be in that range, to commit to those blitzes. You could see the hesitation. He would stifle his own blitzes. I think in the game of an elusive fighter versus a pressure containing overwhelm type style like Kyokushin that relies on a more close, aggressive range, which you obviously then have to close in on. It's a matter of repeated rinse and repeat. Like you whiff, you keep going with these blitzes, and you got to keep going and keep going. It's a matter of numbers. It's a shotgun game. One of these could, or any of these have the potential to end the entire fight, right? But that hesitation really cost Vinicius. It cost him in his aggressive style. He wasn't as aggressive. He came out with more energy, but he just kept stopping right before he get too close. And that would be what I would want to tell Vinicius to take away from this fight is I hope him see his takedowns next time to supplement his Kyokushin, especially that range. You know, he had a great defense, cross arm. He would cross arm frame. But unfortunately, he didn't do anything to work off it. So that would be something I would work off too, is working off the cross arm frame, whether it's dirty boxing or takedown of your own, or maybe cross head snap underhook into like a side clinch of some sort, because you can throw knees now. He also was too upright to stop that takedown. I don't know what, I mean, maybe I'm missing something because he was doing more trips and maybe he was going more toward the rule set. He wasn't doing a lot of double legs. But all these attacks really look like a double leg with an added step. And I know that judo has double legs. I know that karate has double legs, and they've always have, especially the pick up and drop back down type variety. And I don't know why they don't allow it in karate combat. Would it favor wrestlers who do double leg takedowns? Yes, but there's not, and I think there should be, but there's not a lot of really good wrestlers that are also really good karatekas. And I really think that I'm going to be doing a series. Hopefully sometime soon. I keep promising it, with the overlap and synergistic concepts of karate and wrestling, which I hope to use some of the content from Karate Breakdowns channel. Will he ever answer my challenge? I don't know. But basically, once again, we should hope and for the best for Vinicius. He had a great fight. Gasanov takes the win, moving back, not back, but continuing to move up in the rankings. 3 back-to-back wins, and he's as his bio loves to highlight, as one of the few things on his bio, he is the training partner of current 135 champion. Hey, great fight, Vinicius. Hopefully next time you get it. On to the next one. Win is taken by Gasanov Shitoryu Karateka, stylist. And guys, don't under or misunderstand what I'm saying. They are totally karateka. The Shitoryu stylings of Gasanov is so Shitoryu. I can't think of a better example other than obviously the champion, who is beloved by karateka fans. And the TK stylings of Lorenzo is, he's an up and comer. I really think that he's going to be challenged at the top sometime soon. I'm not really sure what's going on in that weight class. Is that 170 or is that lightweight? Regardless, moving forward, the next fight of the night, Lishan, a freestyle karateka, versus Murari, who was a Muay Thai fighter. I love the energy of the walkout. Great fight. And this actually is a good time for me to start talking about the audio. So for like the first 30 or 15 minutes, there was no audio in the commentary, and I could barely hear the president when in his intro speech. I know that the first stream kind of shut down in the middle, the first 12 minutes or something like that. That was strange. When we get to this fight, the audio drops out again. Not really sure what's going on there, but it does pick back up at the end of the fight. Love the walkout. They are both, we all watching them. This is one of Taylor's fights that she really liked. The energy of them coming out, they really loved being there. They really wanted to be there. They were going out there for the finish. They weren't trying to get prissy treatment or anything like that, some female athletes might try to get. They're out there for war, and they were giving it their all every round. Lishan takes round 1 over Murati. But I'm already worried it's there's something wrong. Because one of the judges give it to Murati. Why? The entire round, Lishan was whooping Murati's ass. I have no idea why she would get that round other than some type of weird favoritism. Okay? Murati works more in round 2, but not enough to warrant a two judges. Two judges this time. One of the judges from the first round and another judge. I'm okay, that's not really making sense. Okay? One of the things I was also noticing in that fight is that the ref was not allowing a lot of the ground and pound. There was one time where Lishan's right on top and Murati's on all fours. Lishan's on top standing. Maybe she had stumbled a little bit, but you let this go. You let them stand up, and the ref kept breaking it up. I think Lishan would have had even more success than I already thought she was already having if the ref didn't keep breaking up the ground and pound, which is allowed in karate combat. I have no idea what that was about. That was strange as well. And I'm not saying that they all were working together in some massive conspiracy. I think that somebody was favoring Murati and the judges. I think that maybe the ref didn't want to see the girls go to the ground for too long. You know what I mean? Anyway, that specific moment, I guess, was early in round 3 that I was referring to with Murati on all fours and Lishan behind. And you can really wail on somebody when they're on all fours. All their hands are dedicated to standing up. It's also an offensive position for them so they can get away. It's defensive in some cases too. But the ability to strike that person is overly advantageous for the person standing above the other, okay, for obvious reasons. First sudden death of the night in Lishan Murati. Second round goes to Murati, by the way, because two judges go her direction. One gives it to Lishan, the one I fucking agree with. Round 3, I guess, goes to Murati. This results in the sudden death round. Lishan had Murati on. Lishan mostly in control, in my opinion. Murati lands one shot. Of course, though, it wins her the fight because there's some type of favoritism toward her. I don't know what. Um, and I just want to clarify what I mean by Lishan was in control. She was always on top at the end of any clinch exchange and controlling her by being on top and striking, even if it was pot shots. She got the takedowns that she wanted. It says 1 in the stats, but I believe that when a person pushes another person all the way to the pit angled walls, where you can no longer stand up, that 45-degree wall, and you're laying on your back on the pit wall, I think that should count like a takedown or something. Like, you shouldn't allow someone to push you up against it. And there should be incentive against that in the consideration of the judging. Aggression. Lishan was coming forward that entire fight. Now, I think that when the commentary came back on, which unfortunately I wish it did not come back on, I had preferred it with them not speaking, which is not usual, because I love hearing Boss's take on things. Palmer, I like hearing what he has to say. Mike can be go right sometimes. GSP wasn't there this time. But I actually would have preferred not to. I would prefer to finish that fight without the commentary, because they go directly into glazing Murati. When it comes back in, they're talking about Murati and her knees. The knees that she's throwing are only like hitting the arms. They're not hitting anything solid most of the time, in my opinion, until the third round, and not very much in the sudden death round, which is all that matters, essentially. That's why I didn't even write down what I thought the scores were for round 3, because my mind's like, oh, it doesn't even fucking matter because it's sudden death. I thought Lishan was coming forward. I thought she fucking was on top, literally. It looked like to me that she caught Murati a couple times. Murati maybe caught her one time, and they gave it to her. Doesn't really make any sense. It seemed like people were going crazy that her hijab came off, and she was like, oh, it's on now, but of course it's gonna come off. Why would you wear a hijab in a wrestling match? It's gonna fucking come off. I don't fucking understand what the fuck that was. It was such a glaze, but glaze in the wrong direction. Me and the fucking Up Only Gaming voting fans were fucking wrong. And it goes to Murati, Muay Thai stylist. But Lishan was a karateka, so worth highlighting. Hey guys, this is the first of 2 or 3 short edits that I'll be adding to the video. I just missed the Payet fight in my notes, so I'm just going to go over it real quick. Payet, Kyokushin stylist, absolutely outclasses, total can Oteo. Doesn't even seem like he belongs there. He does one thing that's kind of cool where the guy catches the kick, Payet, and then he does, so Oteo, with his kick caught, decides to do a suicide second kick, which kind of lands, and it's like, which it kind of reminded me of the old pro wrestling move. But other than that, 1.5 rounds of waiting for Payet to just finish Oteo. Then comes an eye poke. And then the fight ends in a no contest. Oteo intercepts Payet on the way to President Awesome, Asim. Payet's going there to talk to him for whatever reason. That's what most fighters do after a fight. And Oteo, I don't know if this is like a European thing, but he physically intercepts Payet. Like, I mean, he touches him, he stops him, he put his hand on him, and it doesn't look so much in a threatening way. But even if it wasn't, like, not all people are touchy-feely and okay with that. Especially, I don't know what Oteo thinks he's doing, but Payet is not about it, and he breaks the contact. He breaks all any grips that he might have on him, and he makes space by pushing him. I would do the same thing. Okay, fantastic one. Would have done the same thing, and I can't blame Payet. He whooped that guy's ass. Maybe there was an actual eye poke. It's hard to tell in the video. Payet was the winner of that fight. It was just a foregone conclusion. Sucks that that fight ended in a no contest. Um, it is what it is. Um, Great fight, great effort from Payet. Hope to see him again. I like his style. He's very aggressive, and he is dynamic. He's very much dynamic in the way that he is fighting as well. So props to him. See you in the next edit. Next fight of the night: Muhammad Kir Ahmet, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu fighter, versus a Greek karate champ of some sort. It seems he's Greek. Slavetsky, he's a Kyokushin fighter, bare knuckle fighter, and he's from North Macedonia. I thought Macedonia rather, was a part of Greece, but I guess they still consider themselves not. I think that goes back like a long time. Regardless, the first round's real close. They're going at it. It's very aggressive. Both are very aggressive, and I could see judges going for either person. I think that Slavetsky takes that round. I don't recall what they scored it. But I would highlight that there was a lot of to the body work from Slavetsky throughout that first round. Round two, Ahmet is looking to take down his opponent. It seems right from the outset. His intent is taking down Slavetsky. I don't know why, but I know that there was some mention of Slavetsky maybe learning from his last fight kicks. He definitely laid a really hard kick to what's his name, Ahmet's body that left a red welt. In the second round, he's taking him down. Maybe because he doesn't want to stand with him. Maybe there's some type of coaching change. He's take him down. Maybe they see some type of weakness in his game. Moments later, the fight from Ahmet disappears. He's taking the fight out of Ahmet. And Slavetsky just works him. And Ahmet just sits to his butt against the pit wall over and over again. He does not want to fight. Fight is called off. Slavetsky did it all with a torn ligament in his shoulder. Props to him. Crazy fight. It was very back and forth in that first round. I gave it to Slavetsky. Could have gone either way. Especially with the way the fight started. It was nuts. It was a great fight, worth a watch. Once again, basically I would recommend to watch the entire production. Really, really good. Going forward. There was another time where Bas Rutten was talking, and just literally in the middle of him talking, they cut him off. I don't know why they did that. Going on, I think that happened after the Lee Sharp fight. The next fight was Gustavo Jones versus Sasha Paletnikov, a Goju Kai practitioner. Gustavo Jones, a kickboxing practitioner. Kickboxing being karate and boxing. So this fight, by all three of us, one of the top fights of the night because of the knockout. The knockout is brutal. Gustavo Jones suplexes Sasha directly on his head, knocking him out with a double underhook suplex. I don't even know what else to call it. Lateral toss. I mean, belly to, I don't know, back suplex. Needless to say, it was a crazy result to that fight. Very memorable look from Jones, who dyed his hair pink. Definitely looks like a video game fighting character. I would definitely stay on the lookout for that guy. Totally brutal worth a watch. Watch that one, guys. The next fight. Was Alvidrez versus Marroquin. And Alvidrez totally tooled Marroquin. I don't remember even making the pick, so what the fuck is that? What's wrong with me there? I freaking did a whole video on it. I don't remember even discussing that fight. Standout performance for Alvidrez, with the commentary glazing win for taking the fight on 24-hour notice. So he took the fight in 24 hours. Everybody's glazing him. Levi was originally supposed to take a fight at 170, missed weight by 12 pounds, which is a shitty thing to do. I agree. Somebody from a higher weight class then decides to take the fight against him, and man, it was a great performance for him. He looked great. Commentary loved it. I expect great things from this guy. Good fucking debut. Damn. Didn't see that one coming. But maybe I should. I think that watching those ceremonial weigh-ins is necessary. I really think so. But it's really really fucked because it was in fucking Singapore this year, so the time when it happened, it was like way off. These guys over here. Adam Noy defeats our lucha libre hero Eric Goyito Perez in the next fight. Adam Noy is a Muay Thai fighter who is a fucking amazing striker. KO power. Couldn't KO our boy Goyito. What was wrong with Goyito's game plan? I don't know. I think there might have been some type of power in the hands of Noy that just made him think twice about entering his space. But that isn't the most flattering of criticisms. And I don't think that that's the type of guy Goyito is. I think he's the type of guy to go out on a shield. Goyito could have done more takedowns, I think. He's gone 5 rounds before. I think that if it went 5 rounds, Goyito could have taken it. But he even seemed not himself in the 3rd round in this fight. He didn't seem to want to try to still take that fight. He still had the chance to 8-10 that fight, and at least two of the judges' eyes, and that would have made a sudden death. But it didn't look like he had his heart in it. I don't know why. I really like Goyito as a fighter, but he did not perform as well as I thought he would, especially seeing his experience from before. Maybe age is catching up to him. I don't like to believe that either. It's also not a very flattering criticism. What I will say is Adam Noy is elusive, good fighter with KO power. Goyito has doggedness, aggression, and I think he has good takedowns. I don't know why he didn't do more of them. It seemed like there was something missing. Maybe it was in camp. Something was missing from Goyito's corner, from Goyito's camp, whatever it was. I hope to see next time him a better version of Goyito. Good fight. Here will be my criticism on the live announcing of the points. So, the live announcing of the points works in CJI. I think it works in CJI. It makes it a more exciting game because there's so many incentives to go for it and not allow it to go to judges or to keep going for the finish. But in the Karate Combat, the live release of scores, what we see happen is what Adam Noy does in round 3, which is he just basically played stay away for a round because he knew that he was ahead on the scorecards, and so he lost that aggression. He lost that will to want to finish and meet Guaito in the middle and, you know, touch him up when he could, because he was touching him up. Don't get me wrong. And that, to me, maybe that's what took it out of Guaito. I don't know. Maybe seeing the points is a mental thing for him. I don't know. Whatever it was, by round 3, it seemed like Noi was not willing to really put in the work to finish Guaito in the 3rd round, and Guaito was not really in the spirit to fucking try to rally and win this fight back. So my criticism for the live announcing, I think that though there is some kind of transparency that's cool about it, and maybe we can do it for the fans, you know what I'm saying, which would you know, that's kind of cool for people who are even there. They'll probably want to just have it on their phones running just so they can see the live scoring. But I don't think that we should announce it, because I mean, maybe the coaches might be able to see the live scoring too, so maybe not even live announce it at all, because it's taking the fight out of the fighters. They're willing to stay away rather, and they're losing their will to fight. Anyway, moving on, Askarov versus Kazimba. What a fucking fight, guys. I was not expecting this one. Last minute replacement Kazimba. What the fuck? Both are Muay Thai stylists. Askarov, why am I saying it like that? Askarov dominates round 1. Absolutely manhandles Kazimba with a Dagestani wrestle fuck type style of hitting him in the fucking face. Unfortunately for people who have picked Askarov, which is most people, Kazimba in the 2nd round gets the KO with a 4-piece combo. It looks like he gives him the old 4-piece. He hits him, and people might say, "Oh, well, he hit him with the uppercut first." He didn't really. It was like a glance off the guard. It starts with his lead check hook. He follows it up with a right, then a left again, and then another right as he's going down. Like 3 of those shots were him as he was going down, and it was serious contact. Crazy fight. Wow, that was a fight that I did not expect to go that way. Askarov, I didn't see it in the pictures, but I look at the pictures now and I'm like, oh wow, Askarov just has a broken nose. It seems he came in the fight with a broken nose. Like, damn, that's a tough guy. He's like, I'm not even gonna fix it. It's gonna get broken again. Yeah, Askarov is touched up and knocked out before he even touches the ground. And Kazimba gets in a couple shots before he, is pulled off by the referee. So that was nuts. He was up pretty quickly after that. He was all right. Kazimba with a nice promo cut. Hope to see him fight more. I was not expecting that. Literally last minute replacement. Again, the same thing with that other guy that they were glazing. Last minute fight take. Nuts. Fight take? What the fuck? I can't speak English now. Alright. And as we get to a close of the Karate Combat 49 portion of the event, we come to the interim lightweight championship. Rin versus Assis. Rin being a Wushu Sanda fighter. Assis he's listed under Muay Thai, but in his bio he's Shotokan, and he fights like a Shotokan fighter. So maybe he's been training Muay Thai lately, but he's still a Shotokan fighter. He still has a black belt in Shotokan. Surprising first round Surprising first round. Bruno is there to fight. And I think he wins that first round with that aggression. And he really pours out his heart in that first round, taking it to Rin. This is the shakiest Rin we've ever seen in any of his fights. He was knocked to the ground. He was clearly shook by the power of Bruno for a little bit. Didn't mean he was done fighting. Didn't mean he was afraid. He just was I may be surprised by the power of Bruno. Honestly, it could have been a 10-8 round for me. First round, Bruno winning a 10-8 round. I voted for Rin, but that could have been a 10-8 round, and I could see a really good argument for it. And if there's going to be 10-8 rounds, and there's rounds that exist like this, we have to start using them, or what's the point of having 10-8 rounds? You can't be afraid to hand those out when somebody gets absolutely fucking tooled, and they get close to finished, but they're not finished. So, a knockdown, that should be like a 10-8 round, right? Like a knockdown, but he has to get back up, right? You know? It seems like that should be a 10-8 round, right? That's like, not like I just got by a little bit. Like I fucked and beat his ass. Anyway. Round 2, Rin takes over. And as another surprise, Assis gasses. So I maybe that's what happened in that first round. He used his entire gas tank. He poured out all his power. He put it all out on the line. And he just put it into those shots. But second round, Assis gas. Maybe there was some body shots in that first and second round, which I know that Assis does sometimes. I'm not really sure. But by the end of the match, when when Rin is coming in and finishing him, it looks like he's pointing to his body, according to one of the commentators. I don't know. They didn't really replay that, if I recall correctly. But this one, as opposed to a lot of my other choices in my ignorant picks, played out exactly as I said it would. Rin was going to find that weakness of Assis's takedown defense. Rin found this weakness because Assis is good at clinching, pulling in, but he's not really good at defending takedowns. By round 2, he had already gassed out. Round 3, it was just Rin looking for the finish at that point. He kept taking him down and just blasting him in the face in the ground and pound. And that's exactly what I predicted. That's the exact finish I predicted. Round 2 or 3, Rin finishing by ground and pound knockout. Not many of those. That's exactly but I called that one for this fight because of the stylistic matchup. And so I get it right sometimes, and when I get it fucking right, I get it fucking right. Am I right, guys? Okay. Right? So the last part of the IFC of KC49 was IFC Influencer Fight Club. It went like this: Gen X versus Young Snack. Young Snack, in my opinion, won round 1. Jenna X wins round 2. Young Snack comes down, rallies in the sudden death round. Unanimous decision to Jenna X. Robbery. Shiny D versus Bama. Round 1, super aggressive Shiny. Contained Bama, frustrated him by staying on top of him with blitzes, and just pure aggression, just being on top of him, stifling him. This stopped Bama from getting into any offensive cycles. Round 2, I thought Bama did enough to get the judge's nod, but doesn't. Unanimous decision. Robbery. Jan Hook versus Mike Lau. Another fight where it just does not make sense with the fucking judges. I don't know what's going on. John Hook, super strong and aggressive, clearly wins round 1. Same for round 2, but the judge give it to Lau. I don't see how Lau got that second round. I don't understand how they give it to Lau. In what world Lau gets it? Because he gets some leg kicks. Leg kicks suck. I agree. You fuck the person's leg. It's a good tactic, okay? But usually what we get is what we get off the leg kick. And Lau's not doing anything off the leg kick. He's just leg kicking him. And to be clear, at no time did it look like Lau was going to finish John Hook by leg kicks. It looked like he fucked with his leg, yeah, maybe. But John Hook was fighting the entire time. He never had to switch stances. He was always coming forward. In fact, because round one went to Hook, second round went to Lau, we're in the amateurs. It's 2-minute rounds. We went to a sudden death round. Hook lands several nasty shots to Lau's head. Right to his face, in fact. I say it here in my notes. Face. Judges give it to Lau for leg kicks, according to the commentary. Robbery. Once again, I just don't know what fight they were watching. A lot of the fights in this card, in my opinion, really seemed lopsided for some reason. I don't know if they got new judges. I don't know if they got new judges from one, and like one is just trying to sabotage them, because I don't know what the fuck was happening with the judges this morning, I guess. That was a complaint from every single one of us was, no, these judges ain't judging anything right in this fucking card. Barney versus Tactical Investing. Barney dislocates his shoulder, gets pummeled. Fight is called win by injury. So that was fucked. Final fight of the night. Main headline for the IFC. Blonde Broker versus Ashley Deacon. Goes exactly how I predicted. Blonde Broker uses her weight, her aggression, to basically push Deacon repeatedly against the wall and pound her in the fucking face. There's a couple times where maybe even Deacon ties up with her and Blonde Broker ends up on top and just pounds her in the fucking face. And that's a great place to be. Giggity. Okay, so I don't understand where I went wrong with all those other fights, but this one, once again, when I got it right, I got it really right. People were saying that it was kind of even with this one, with the odds. Am I right, or was that the other one? Huh. Regardless, the fight was worth watching, and what I liked about it is that if they were given more time and really wanted to put their passion into the sport, I could really see, with the amount of passion and seriousness that they took to fight, to really become like actual fighters one day. So, fucking great shit. Yeah, that's the whole card, guys. Thank you for watching all the way through. If you did, leave a comment, subscribe, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments. What'd you guys think of the judging? What'd you guys think of the live points? Did you think that kind of took away the fight from the fights? Anything else, guys, that I didn't mention? Okay, guys, one of the things that I forgot to mention in these last concluding thoughts that I'm putting here in the video is this. I mentioned fight after fight the style of the fighters, specifically the style of the karateka fighters. There could have been more. Silverahu was one of them. That could have been also a karateka that I didn't mention was a karateka. But Lorenzo, Gasanov, Vinicius, going to the next page, Lishan, next page, Payet, Kyokushin, Muhammad Kir Ahmed, that's Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, and if he's practicing Japanese jiu-jitsu, that's the basis of karate. And to say that Japanese jiu-jitsu isn't karate is so disingenuous. It just means that you just want sports karateka in your little definition of what karate is. Slavetsky, Kyokushin fighter. Gustavo Jones, who is a kickboxing fighter, which is karate and boxing. Sasha Palatnikov, Goju Kai. Askarov and Kazima, that was 2 Muay Thai things, and I mentioned that. It was like the only fight that was like that. Rin, which was Wushu Sanda, which is the most karate of Kung Fu's, okay? And Assis, who they put down as Muay Thai, but is a Shotokan black belt. Is accepted by all the fans that he's a karateka. He fights like a karateka. You know, what else can you say about the guy? But I keep hearing, okay, that karate combat is no longer about karate, and there was only 4 karateka on that card. Oh, this karate combat, oh, there's 4 karateka on this. Almost every single fighter from the prelims to the main card were karateka. I'm not counting the IFC because they're just amateurs with maybe 1 or 2 months experience of training. Or they're amateurs. They're like, I wouldn't even know what to. They don't have a style yet. Okay, you know, they have another martial arts they do. Maybe that's their style. And I'm not even paying attention. I'm just there to watch the fights for those ones. You know, and they're not serious. Let's not kid ourselves. But I like to see that they're training karate, which is going to help them have fuller lives, training full martial arts, training wrestling, going with experienced coaches like James Vick. I saw with one of them was the main card, the main blonde broker was training with James Vick. That all is to say that karate combat is still about karate. There are, like, do you want a purely only karate are allowed to fight? Okay, well, do they do that even for point sparring karate tournaments? No. You see kung fu guys. You see kung fu guys there. You see kickboxing guys there. You see Muay Thai guys there. You see other people who do other sports doing point fighting karate, doing full contact karate competitions like Enshin. There are tons of karate rule sets that allow other styles to enter. The majority of this card have been karateka, and it's just like, what do these people need to be satisfied with it being karate enough? It's become so convoluted. That's why you should go back to my first episode of the Reddit Cesspool series, where I discuss like how we should really encapsulate the idea of karate and where it comes from, and we even watch some of the Jesse Enkamp documentary. I don't want to go on too long here in this edit, but I want to say this. There is so much karate going on in this fucking card that people that are saying that it's not about karate anymore have to be now looked at as being disingenuous. They're liars. They're lying to you. Oh, you know, and where's the Mato King fight here? Alvidrez, wasn't he a karateka too? And what's Mato King even training? I don't even know. I don't even know. This idea of, oh, it's not karate anymore because they're not point sparring and they're not kneeling on the ground and facing away after people fucking get hurt, and well, we're not all hugs and kisses like it's a kids event for youth. All right, this is prize fighting. People are betting. This is what's going to be able to create money for these events to keep going, to get karateka paid. And once again, let me reinforce, I went through each one of these fights denoting which ones were karateka. Just to let you know that there are karateka on this card, and it's the majority of them. And you could say, oh, kickboxing, that's not karate. It's karate and boxing. Oh, you could say Japanese jiu-jitsu isn't karate, but that's literally the basis of karate. You could say that freestyle, oh, Lishan, she's a freestyle karate. She fights in karate competition. I don't know what more is necessary to please these people, but they are the loudest and the biggest detractors, which are literally impeding new fans to enter the Reddit space and other spaces too. They want to pop up every once in a while, these cultists, and shit on people enjoying karate combat, which is still karate, and it's considered a karate competition, and it has karatekas who are karate champions on the fucking card. You know, Shito Ryu, fucking Kyokushin. Did I mention the Shito Ryu guy? Did I even fucking mention that guy? Gassinoff. Yeah, I said, I fucking mentioned him. Vinicius. I like saying his name. All that bullshit for what? People are fucking hurting this sport, and there needs to be some people that check this bullshit at this point. Oh, and I don't know if Mike is a fucking problem with President Asim, but when the president was having a moment with Roka and Rin in the ring, and like bringing them together and discussing and trying to bring them into a mutual respect, you know what I mean? You know, don't hit each other, you know what I mean? He was the champion for a long time, you know what I mean? This is the champion that you're challenging, you know, he's the one that held the spot. You have to respect him, type of thing. You know what I mean? Let's not injure each other. And they all got down on their knees and had like it was a very karate-esque moment, you know what I mean? And if I felt like it could really mean something if there's like, you know, some respect and just like, you know, like, wow, you know, you're just trying to bring the fighters together with the karate spirit of brotherhood, you know what I mean? And Big Mike's like, why don't you get them the fuck out of the ring? And I'm like, dude, you're fucking ruining this moment. I don't think, and you know, he laughed about it, but I'm like, dude, show some fucking respect. You know, these are top tier fighters. They've got a lot of things going on. They want to fucking win. They want to take the fucking belt. The other person's wearing that fucking belt, literally in both cases. And so, you know, that Asim or President Awesome is trying to bring them together in a peaceful karate way, I thought would look real good. And I hope that it reflects that way in some type of media. So, thank you for watching. Stay up, stay vigilant, stay locked and loaded. Shalom, shalom. Peace in.